SEC team.
Yeah, I mean, but you're still playing football, so that's kind of our mindset. How we're going to get better this week, as an offense standpoint, as a team aspect, and really try to go out and get better.
You've been on fire since the bye week, especially on third down. What do you think have been some of the reasons?
Yeah, execution. Everybody's kind of playing off each other. Everybody's kind of in that groove right now. Hopefully we can keep it and keep rolling with it. It's working out really well for us right now.
Jake, you were talking to the offensive line, I think, after one of the goal line stops the other day. What's kind of your message to them? Trying to get the confidence riding high, and what are the answers down there?
Yeah, I mean, those guys are doing an incredible job. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being physical. Keep grinding on these guys. Auburn had a Sunday-type caliber defensive line, and our guys did a really good job with those guys moving them. And as you can tell, Dre and Elijah had really good performances. So those guys are doing a really good job playing at a high level, and I hope they can continue to do that.
Can you just describe from a football standpoint? You guys have a lot of success in the 0 and 1 hole or whatever you guys call it downfield. But when you get down there inside the 5-yard line, obviously that's been an issue. What are the problems down there? Is it just the physics that they're just as big as you are, or execution, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, it's a tighter area. A lot of bodies in there. Right now, just not really executing at the highest level we need to right now. And just kind of it is what it is. The chips just hadn't kind of fell our way. Hopefully they will here soon, because we're going to need that time here soon.
Jake, how do you get up for these defining moments, I guess? I mean, you've proven yourself over and over and over, and yet you go into the Florida game, back to the wall, at Kentucky, back to the wall. What's your motivation, or what keeps you on course?
I just kind of keep thinking about the reason, I play football. God put me here to play football and glorify Him. So I think I kind of best glorify Him when I'm playing at a high level. So I'm working, I'm straining to be the best football player I can be. So just really trying to serve my God, serve my teammates, serve my family, and just be the best I can be.
What's the process of growing a thick skin? I mean, obviously your freshman year, you were a winner, you're sailing all the way through, can't do anything wrong. Now, obviously the critics have been in and out, even as you've gone to a 9-1 record. How did you learn to have a thicker skin, not let that kind of stuff affect your performance?
You just really don't kind of worry about it. You just put your head down and you just keep working. Whether it's good things, you keep working. If it's bad things, you keep working. It's just not really focusing on the outside. I know what my family says about me. I know what my teammates say about me, and that's kind of all I need.
Is that kind of thing tougher for folks close to you, maybe family members stuff, when they hear the criticisms about you, like it goes off, off your shoulder and all that? But what about
they definitely take it a lot harder than I do. It doesn't bother me much, and they know it doesn't. But some of my family members don't have the thickest skin as I do.
Kind of the opposite of the goal line situation is you guys in 2 minutes. You guys have really been good at 2 minutes at the end of the half. What do you owe that to? And do you particularly like those situations? It seems like.
As a quarterback, you love those situations. It's something that we practice. We do a really good job of working on through camp, and through the season. And it's really something I did in high school, working that tempo offense, throwing it every down. It's something I like, I really enjoy, and it's proven to be really successful for us.
What are some things you saw in the video from the LSU game that stood out to you that you wanted to focus on during the bye week to improve?
Execution. You're going to miss throws in and out of games. It is what it is, but really just executing and make sure my eyes are where they need to be, and just putting the offense in the best possible play in each kind of scenario.
Does your pocket change with different linemen going in and out? I know Kirby said Ben's going to be back, Cade Kendall day-to-day kind of thing. I mean, is that something that you're aware of, or do you not even think about the personnel that's in front of you?
Really don't think about it. All those guys are capable of doing a phenomenal job. So it's not something that, hey, that guy's in there. That right side is going to be soft, that left side is going to be soft. It's none of that. Those guys are awesome. They really work together and doing a phenomenal job. And I've been staying up, so I'm pretty happy.
Justin obviously played last weekend. What have you seen from him as he's continuing to grow as a quarterback?
Yeah, he's done a great job running the ball for us, and kind of that different kind of type offense for us, and hopefully he can continue to contribute and help the team out.
What's the toughest lessons he's having to learn right now, Justin?
Gosh, I really don't know. Right now just trying to serve the team and just be the best possible teammate he can for the team.
It gets taken for granted sometimes. Getting the play in from the sideline, getting the play, getting communicated, checks the line of scrimmage. You got a 40-second clock. It's not going to stop. How much is that a challenge to being a quarterback in this day and age?
Well, everybody in the stands, they can count to 11 and they can count down from 25. So those are two things that we really don't need to have any mental errors on. And I think that kind of gets taken for granted, but it's just something you just can't have those mistakes.
You've had an impressive streak of 3 games wins against tough opponents. Have you seen the team progress week by week through that stretch?
Yeah, I mean, the team's definitely taking strides right now. I mean, as you can tell, the kind of caliber opponents we've been playing and how well we've been able to run the football and play as a team. Defense is playing at an unreal level right now, stopping the run and getting off on third down. So let's just try to just keep going, keep chopping away at it, and hopefully it can pay off for us in the end.
DeAndre Swift is admittedly as healthy as he's been. What's the ripple effect when he is feeling that good just throughout practice and game for your whole offense?
Yeah, I mean, you get these runs instead of 6, 7, 8 yards. They're starting to break off for larger chunks, and he's making guys miss. We like to think he's always going to win that one-on-one, and right now he's winning a high majority of it.
Jake, is there any adjustment at all when you have guys from the offensive line, get lost in the little games due to injuries, and he's having a lot this season, pretty much every game. I mean, you guys seem to roll with the punches, but from a quarterback's perspective and trying to get these guys in the right spot and communicating, how has it affected you?
Well, I think that speaks highly of the camaraderie and just how everybody's kind of molded together in the offensive line room. That starts from the top down with Coach Pittman, and those guys, they play well together. It really doesn't matter who's in there right now. Those guys are going in there and playing together and playing really well.
Where's your confidence, I guess? I mean, obviously you got to be confident to be a quarterback, but again, going over what you've been through this season, I mean, has that just made you feel even stronger? I mean, when you're able to overcome these, I guess, odds, adversity, game after game?
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit to how I was raised, my family, and you like being in these kind of situations. It's fun, it's exciting, and it kind of makes you who you are.
So it kind of started clicking better in the second quarter, offensively and defensively. You had those 2 drives, hit Simmons and Godwin on that fade. Like, what kind of started clicking in the second quarter to get y'all going?
Really just started executing better. All the drives there in the first half, we were moving the ball down the field. We just didn't execute once we got down there in the low red. So you kind of start seeing big chunks, big plays kind of being made, and guys, when they have the ball in their hands, making plays and then getting in the end zone.
What is that? You hear game manager used for a lot of quarterbacks, and some people look at it as a negative thing, but obviously managing the huddle, making the right calls. What are your thoughts on playing a role like that for Georgia and just keeping the team on the rails, so to speak?
I mean, it's not something for me really to decide. I mean, for me, I'm just trying to go out, make the right checks, do what I got to do to put the offense in the best chance to succeed. Whether that's throwing it 80 times a game, whether that's handing it off 80 times a game, doesn't really matter to me. As long as the offense is doing well and the other team's winning, I'm behind it.
How do you find that edge, though, Jake? You obviously have a very high touchdown interception ratio. You rarely throw picks. The one was arguably on the receiver for not coming back fast enough. How do you determine when you're going to try and put it in a window and when it's just not worth the throw?
I think that just comes to a lot of reps, knowing what you can and can't do, knowing the kind of guys you have in the out there. There's a lot that kind of goes into it, and I think it's something that's really kind of taken for granted with a lot of quarterbacks out there. People don't realize how difficult it is sometimes, and even myself, I find it crazy, that we throw a football and we put it in some of these just really tight spots sometimes. It's incredible. It really is, and it's fun to watch.
They announced non-conference games. Clemson, Texas, 28, 29, and 30. Did you see yourself petition for some extra eligibility to get that trip to Austin?
That'd definitely be pretty fun. They're a great program, and to go into that kind of house and that kind of place, I'm sure it'd be pretty awesome.
What do those kind of games, those series? I mean, obviously Notre Dame, your debut, or starting debut last year, Notre Dame's coming back. What do those games do, kind of juice-wise, for a team or a program when you know that they're coming?
Yeah, I think you just kind of see where you're at as a program. It's kind of a way to kind of compare and really kind of get up, play big there. Usually those kind of games are the beginning of the season, and then kind of mold your team and hopefully, in a good way, be able to fight and come back and be able to win those kind of ball games.